Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to this week's episode of the You Unlimited podcast. I am so grateful that you're here. We are exploring how you can live your most unlimited life, your most unlimited business, your most unlimited everything that you desire to experience in this lifetime. That is what we explore in this space. And so I'm really excited to dig into the topic around spaces where you're actually feeling limited. Where you're like, okay, things are not working. I'm feeling frustrated. Maybe you launch something and you feel like it's crickets and you're not actually experiencing the turnaround that you desire or what you thought possible in your head, right? So often we'll get the ping, we build the thing, and we're like, why isn't everyone walking through the door right now? I'm so excited about it. Where is everyone? And after a day or two or three, when we're starting to not receive what it is we want to receive, it's like we want to throw in the towel or we start questioning everything that we just got, the ping from God. And so this is where staying power and many other things that I'll be talking about today is going to transform what it looks like when you're kind of in that in between, in the void. What does that look like when you start to actually lean in and ask for support on how to really allow yourself to step into this next level version of self and really connect with what is happening in the in between? So, with that in mind, let's use the example of a launch. Let's say you've launched something and you feel like you got really excited about it and no one is actually showing up for it. People are not signing up for your offer. You're starting to feel frustrated. What do you do from there? There's many things that you start to do. And I like to keep things simple. I don't think we need to make things overly complicated. Like, yes, we can go in, we can do all of these different things, like all of these different healing modalities and da, da, da. But sometimes it's like the simplest things are the things that can actually make the biggest difference. And our brain loves to overcomplicate things because what does it do? It creates problems so that it can solve it. And so sometimes we think, oh, it can't be this simple, but I guarantee you it actually can be this simple when you allow it to be. So some of the things as you start to really tune into this idea of something not working, this is very simple, but it actually starts to have a shift into realizing things actually are working. So, what I like to do whenever I am launching something, if we stay with that example, I like to collect the evidence at the end of the day that things are working. So, for instance, I will do a journaling exercise and I will say, like, evidence that things are working out, right? And then I will actually add in all of the things that I've done that actually are getting me closer to that desired outcome, right? Because sometimes we feel like, oh, nothing is happening when really we're like, we are building momentum. We have reached out to God, Source, Universe and said, we are ready for the people to walk into the door. And so what happens is when we set that declaration, we have that manifestation, we've now opened the door. The universe is like, great, let me send people through that door. And what happens is we open the door and we're like, why isn't anyone walking through it yet? And I mean, if you're anything like me, Aries, you're like, wait, I want people here yesterday. What's happening? And so you open the door and you're like, okay, I'm throwing a party, but no one's here to party with me. Maybe I should just take off my party hat and like go to bed. Right. But instead, the universe is like, you placed your order. We are literally sending people to you right now. So do not close that door. Do not take the party hat off. Do not stop the music. Know that people are coming and your auric field, what you believe is possible, is what is magnetizing them in like a lighthouse. So, what I always say is, what is happening internally within myself is now being projected into my auric field. So if I believe that something is not working, I'm now sending it into my auric field and it is now repelling things that could work. But if I start to reshift my thinking and what's happening internally around things are working, I'm now sending that into my auric field. So at the end of the day, you're starting to do this journaling exercise where you're like, what are all the things that are working with my launch so far? If we're still using that example of a launch, tell me all the steps that I did today that got me closer to the desired outcome. What felt good about it? Like, just keep it simple. Let yourself really tune into the evidence that it's all working out. When we write it out, it allows our brain to really start to see how substantial that is. It's also allowing your thoughts to start to feng shui themselves, where it's like, let me focus in on what's actually true and let me see it on paper. It feels more concrete that way. So now what you're doing is you're starting to have more of that sticking power where you're saying, okay, things actually are working, right? Things are creating momentum. And now you're giving yourself more time for the universe to start to come in and say, and here are your people, right? And so now when I'm collecting this evidence in my journaling exercise, what I'm doing is I'm now feeling it on the inside. You want to really feel that in the cells of your body. once I believe it and I feel it and I'm like, yeah, I really am making progress and this really is working. And I'm so grateful to see like people are liking the posts that I'm putting up. People signed up for the free thing. People are showing up to this. Like even the small incremental steps, that is still progress in the right direction. So often we're looking at progress as like this really big step where it's like someone just paid me $100,000 or $10,000 or $150, like whatever it is that we're selling. We think, oh, that's the only way I'm making forward momentum. But we have to keep track of all the little things that are having us have the momentum to move forward. So something as simple as I built my landing page today, or I have a free masterclass and 3 people signed up for it, or I did a post today about it and 8 people liked it. And now and I literally just posted it and now more people are stepping in. I'm giving you these sort of like metrics so you can see the 8 people that liked it. That's not nothing. It doesn't mean there is literally nothing happening, which we love to convince ourselves of. You're starting to create momentum. People are actually starting to see these things. People need to see it many, 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 many times before they take action. Something along the lines of even like 9 times. Like we have to see something 9 times or hear something 9 times before we actually take the action. Like on average is what they say in the marketing world. And so it's that idea of we think we're talking about things too much. Like, oh, we talked about it 3 times and we didn't have anyone sign up. Okay, well, you still have 6 more times that you get to talk about it before people really start to actually lean in and start showing up. Why? Because we all have lives, right? So what feels like a lot to you is going to feel like zero to other people, right? People have kids, they've got plans, they've got careers themselves. They're picking up and dropping off. They are going to soccer games. They are doing pickleball. They are, all the things. They're journaling, they're meditating, they're launching something new. They're in their own head. So when we think that we've been showing up over and over and over again and nothing's happened, most of the people that are walking in have not seen the thing that we posted yet. And they definitely haven't leaned in yet because they've been too distracted to take action. You haven't caught them at a time where they've got a free moment to actually sign up for the thing or learn more about the thing, right? Or maybe they learned about it yesterday and then their baby started crying and then they had to leave and go tend to the baby and they forgot about it. So we have to get in front of them more times than just once or twice or 3 times. We have to start to think about this like, have I been in front of my ideal client at least 9 times? And if not, you get to keep showing up, right? This is where we say it's the power in sticking to the thing, right? Follow through, continue to stay with the thing that you said you would do. And also, what is your internal dialogue in the process? So, the one way that I redirect is by doing that journaling exercise. At the end of the day, we want to start to recap what are all the things that are working? Little things, the tiniest things. I want you to really start to keep track of that because it matters. And then simultaneously, I want you to start to tune in and say, during the day, where do I need to start calming my nervous system around results, around fears, around things that are coming through, around internal dialogue? And there's many ways that you can start to redirect that. But some of the fun ways that I like to do that during the day, let's say if I have internal dialogue that isn't serving me, one of the things I like to do is cognitive behavioral therapy. So this is something where if you want to do it in your mind's eye and you want to start to kind of shift the thing that is in your mind. So basically what that does, and you can literally Google cognitive behavioral therapy. It will give you an example of what this looks like, but you basically are going to be alchemizing your thoughts in real time. So you're going to be writing out the situation. And then underneath that, you're going to be writing out different things like, what is my thought about the current situation? And you're going to go unfiltered. So maybe it's, I did a post today and shared about my new offer. And my thought is, and maybe the situation is I did a post about my new offer and no one has showed up yet or no one has signed up for it yet, right? My thought is everybody hates me. No one has seen it. This is a crappy offer. People don't want to sign up. Why am I even doing this? I should go back to corporate. Like start to list out all the internal dialogue. And then you're going to list out, how did that make me feel? And you're going to say, it makes me feel really terrible. It makes me feel ashamed. It makes me feel embarrassed. It makes me feel sad. It makes me feel frustrated. And then it's going to ask you to fill out what's your behavior if you stay in this experience. My behavior is I give myself a hard time. I feel like crap at the end of the day. I'm not being present with my children because I'm so far in my head, right? Then you're going to be asked to also say, what's an alternate thought and thoughts that are also true? And this is where you're finding the evidence for the contrary. So you had all of the things that were saying like, okay, I posted about the thing and no one has signed up yet. That's the situation. What's an alternate thought about that that's also true? Well, Christina told me I need to get in front of people 9 times before they potentially take action. So this is the first time I posted about it. So I'm actually making momentum, right? Then you start collecting those type of thoughts. What you're doing is you are basically rewriting those neural pathways that are telling you things are not working and that you need to pivot and go back to where you were before. You need to do the safe thing, to stop trying to think outside the box. We do not grow unless we're thinking outside the box, right? And so there's going to be these different moments in between. What are you doing in the void to calm your nervous system? Collect the evidence over and over and over again in real time during the day that's telling you that it is working and that you are on the right path. It is that holding power in the middle that's telling you you are on the right path. So that's a really fabulous one, is cognitive behavioral therapy. Another one is EFT tapping. So the emotional freedom technique, tapping, that's a really good one to calm your nervous system, right? So you're going to be tapping on these different acupressure points and basically doing one of two things. You're either going to, one, start to get it out of your body. No one is signing up. Everybody hates me. This isn't working. I'm not making any money. Whatever it is, you're going to be tapping on these different acupressure points while you're saying the thing, right? What it's doing is it's telling your body to calm while you're basically projectile vomiting all of the stuff that is not working for you. So you are getting it out of your body while you're telling your body it's safe. So the intention is, I want to get it out of my body, but I want to feel safe while I do that. Eventually, you're going to start to feel safe and you will have gotten it out of your body. Really, really powerful. The other way I love to use EFT tapping is to actually tap in the things that I want. So I see all of these people showing up to my masterclass. All of these people are starting to say yes, they're leaning in. It feels so good. I'm so grateful that I get to actually help them with this experience. They've leaned into my high tier offer. And with that, they're starting to see massive results. They're so excited to see what that looks like. You're basically tapping in the desired outcome while telling your body it's also safe to have the desired outcome, because that's really important too. Sometimes we forget about the fact that it might not feel safe to receive the thing that we want. So we have to tell our body it's safe when we're visualizing the thing that we want. So that's also something really powerful that you can do with EFT tapping. So to keep it really simple, your goal is continue, let's say while you're launching, to redirect your thoughts that are telling you that it's not working. You want to get your body, mind, and spirit on board with the thing that you're doing. So often what you're going to do is you're going to channel the big idea, you're going to start to take action, and things are going to feel like they're not working. This is where we have to redirect with things like calming the nervous system with EFT tapping, cognitive behavioral therapy, journaling at the end of the day, saying, how is it actually working? Collect the evidence that it is. I'm telling you guys, the end of the day is one of the most pertinent and potent times to start to redirect your thoughts as well, to say everything is working out in my favor, because one of the most powerful times that we manifest is in our sleep. So what are you filling your mind with right before you sleep? Because you're about to give yourself 7, 8 hours of uninterrupted manifestation time. What do you want to use that time with? And my guess is you want to utilize that time to say, everything's working out for me. So when you wake up, you're feeling refreshed and you can really step into it. You're telling your subconscious things are working. You're basically coding that in for the next 7 to 8 hours, however long you sleep. And then you're going to wake up and your unconscious and your subconscious is going to be coded with, everything is working out for me. And now I'm working off of that template today. Is that making sense? So really tune into that. The other thing that I love to do as well is to channel on, how can I double down on what I'm doing, redirect in what I'm doing, step in, like do what I'm doing, but do it a little bit differently. I love to channel for that reason, because essentially what you're doing is you are asking for guidance on how to make the launch easier, what you can do that might feel even more soul aligned. So for instance, channeling and things of that nature, I channel really well in the shower, like when I'm not even trying. Sometimes I'll be in the shower and I'll just get an intuitive ping that will say, hey, reach out to this person, or do this instead, or start to pivot and lean into this, or put that down for a minute. It's feeling heavy, and then lean into this. So I will get, even without even trying, when I'm driving, when I'm showering, things of that nature, because you're in a very subconscious state when you're doing it, you'll probably get some really powerful downloads. I would also say intentionally channel, right? Open up your channel and ask for that guidance and say, God, source, universe, angels, and guides, where can I focus my energy next so that I'm supporting with this launch? Send the right people that are most meant to be in this space my way. I am ready to receive, ready to support, ready to lean in. That is going to be really, really powerful. And also, do you believe in the thing that you are launching? That's huge. Do you believe in the thing that you're launching? Because oftentimes we're saying, hey, it's not working, when really it's like, well, do you believe in the thing that you're sharing? Do you believe in the thing that you're selling? Do you want to shout it from the rooftops because it's the most unbelievable thing on the face of the planet and everyone who's meant to experience it gets to have it? Right? It is like quite literally having the cure for a certain disease and basically being like, oh, well, maybe sitting on it, not fully believing in it. When, by the way, it's just worked for your neighbor and she's completely cured of that quote unquote incurable disease. And you're like, what? Like, I have to shout this from the rooftops. That is such a disservice to not share about it 9+ times. Like, if XYZ is dropping her kids off, but she just happens to have that disease too, and I only share it once and I say, oh, never mind, it's not working. No one cares about the cure. What a disservice to the person that is dropping her kids off, that's distracted, that didn't get an opportunity to lean into the medicine of what you're offering, right? Like you are quite literally telling her, like, I've got the answer. I know exactly what it is that your heart and soul desires. This is going to be the thing that's going to support you the most, right? And so with that, please get in front of her 9 times at least so that she gets an opportunity to say like, oh my gosh, thank goodness you showed up again. Like I was going to sign up for this yesterday and then I got distracted and like, I'm so grateful that you shared about this again because that gave me an opportunity to actually take the action, right? To get the medicine, to find the cure for the thing that I needed. So it's about that. And it's about really tuning into like, do I believe that this thing that I'm offering is the absolute best of the best? That this will absolutely cure them of XYZ, that this is going to be so important that they get their hands on this, that this is going to take them from point A to point Z, right? Or point A to point D, like, because D is where they want to land. Do you believe in it? If you don't believe in it, then no wonder no one else believes in it because they're, again, picking up on what you're putting into your auric field. Your auric field is filled with all the internal dialogue that is happening 24/7. So the goal is to say, what am I telling myself internally such that when I'm sharing about this offer, it is also coded with all of my thoughts, which are, this is working. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. My clients got XYZ out of this, or I got XYZ out of this because I am my own best client when I first start. Having those conversations, really starting to tune in and say, this is the best thing that I can offer into the world. I'm so grateful. Why does it work? How does it work? How is this the best thing since sliced bread and butter, right? Like, how is this the absolute best thing that you want to shout it from the rooftops? Once you're clear on that, it is so easy to share about things and to sell things. And you know that you are magnetizing in the right people to be in that space to receive that magic because you're tuned into the magic. And that magic is essentially you being able to transfer that magic into them. You are inspiring them to actually be able to see if it is indeed the right space for them to see what's possible, right? So it's kind of like the thing that you love the most that you want to shout from the rooftops. If it's your favorite TV show, it's your favorite new ice cream flavor. And if it is like your this workout that you're like, holy crap, I felt like I plateaued and I've been doing this workout for like 4 weeks and my butt has never looked so good, or oh my gosh, I feel like I'm shedding excess weight and I feel so good. I've never had more energy in my life. Of course, I want to share about this magical X. That's what you want to be feeling when you're sharing about the thing that you quote unquote feel like isn't working. Do you feel like that? Like you want to shout it from the rooftops because that energy matters. The second you start to feel like that, the second you start to magnetize in those that are most meant to be in the space. Because again, you are literally transferring energy anytime you're talking about something. So, what is the energy behind the thing that you're talking about? So, so, so important. So, with that, I know I was giving lots of different examples on how to actually get yourself back into the momentum, get yourself back into allowing yourself to support in many different ways. All of this matters. The reason I'm giving these different examples is I want you to take at least one. So think about all the things that I mentioned today. What is at least one thing that you could start doing and implementing that will shift the way that you're launching or the way that you are doing this thing, right? If we can do just one thing, you are going to be that much closer to the thing that you desire most. So, with that, I want to remind you guys I have my secret newsletter that is literally going live this week, and I'm so freaking excited about it. So, these are untold stories. They're going to be diary entries that essentially I'm going to be sharing things that I have never shared out loud before. It's going to be really, really powerful. I think my husband's going to be like, whoa, she went there. We're going to be going into the deepest and darkest pockets of my existence. And simultaneously, I'm going to share some things that are really freaking exciting and that I've also never shared out loud it's a secret that I've been keeping that I'm so excited to share with you as well. So you're going to be taken on a full journey of things that I never got to share out loud that I finally get to share my story about, and an untold secret that I've been holding on to that I cannot wait to share with you. So, the time is finally now to be able to share that. So, if you have not signed up for that secret newsletter yet, drop down into the link below. It's going to be called Secret Newsletter or Join Secret Newsletter here. Join that secret newsletter. You guys are going to be getting the first insider scoop on all of these things that I've been kind of keeping sacred behind closed doors for a reason. I'll be sharing with you more about kind of why I was keeping it under wraps and also simultaneously how I took myself on this really powerful journey of self discovery, of resilience, of hope, of manifestation, of all of these beautiful things. And I cannot wait to share this incredible story with you. And I know that if there's anything in the world that you're trying to manifest and it feels like things are again not working or falling apart, this secret newsletter is for you because this is the power of sticking. This is the power of allowing yourself to really receive the outcome that your heart and soul desires, regardless of what anyone else is saying. This is going to be the thing that will allow you to really tune in and say, it's going to work. I know in my bones that it's going to work, even if other people are telling me it's not. I know for a fact that it will work. So join that secret newsletter. I would love to connect with you there. And I'm sending you so much so much love in the interim. And I cannot wait to just continue on to see how things start to shift momentum wise as you try on these different things that we talked about today. And simultaneously, I cannot wait to connect with you one on one with that secret newsletter. I'm going to open it up where you can reply to the emails because I want to be hearing from you what your experience is of these diary entries and the stories, the untold stories that I've been kind of keeping under wraps. And I cannot wait to see what resonates with you as you dig into that as well. So I'm sending you so much love. And until next time, mwah.